Welcome to my Napoleon Total War game, played on very hard for both the campaign and for the battle. I've had the long bank holiday weekend off, and including a week in between as well, so it's been a while since I looked at the game here. But I have had some ideas, and I want first of all to block up the Gibraltar Straits, or the Straits of Gibraltar as we would know them as. It's going to take me a while to get there, but once I get there I want to just sort of block this area up from any of the British ships from getting. I'll just speed that up a little bit, from any of the British ships from getting through. I've also got two steam frigates somewhere. Is it these? Yeah, here's the other ones, so I'm going to put these over to that area as well. And like I said, it's all to do with blocking up the area. I'm a little bit worried that the British are now going to consider attacking me. They've got some ships with troops on, looking a little bit menacing up on the north parts of France, and also at some point I'm going to have to take these areas down here, which is I was going to say Sardinia then, but it isn't, is it? It's Sicily and also Naples, and they're both sort of friends or allies of the British, so there is going to be a point when the British are going to be questioned as to their loyalties to me or to them. So I need to block up that area and keep safe my trade areas, and I'd very much like to take these as well, but I know we'll work on that gradually, slowly and gradually. Okay, I'm going to send an ironclad over to Sicily just to go and have a look at the place. I want to know what's going on. I thought no, not this one there. They're going to be the ones that pick up Palma. Now what are these? Yeah, they're my ironclads, aren't they? So I'll send those over just to go and have a look at Sicily, like I say, see what he's got. And of course the other thing is that if Sicily do turn against me, I want something that's going to be able to tackle his ships. But this being just a dockyard, I don't suspect that those ships, of which there are only two anyway, will be substantial enough to take on those three ironclads. I certainly hope that's not the case anyway. What have I got in here? I've got steam paddle frigates. Again, I think they're good enough to hold anything off that might come my way. But let's just go and have a look at what they've got in Naples, because that's going to be one of my targets, of course. 3 in there, and he's got a dockyard. So they're not going to be particularly good ships, and although my steam paddle frigates might not be brilliant enough to hold them off, they've got very good hull strength. And you know, I don't know. I think they're enough for now. I can always retreat if there's a problem. Not that I'm at war with them, by the way. I'm just thinking about the possibilities of the future. Now, over in Lisbon, over in Portugal, I've been asked the question: what am I going to do with these depleted armies? If you remember, I could only go in one at a time down this road, so I ended up with some armies that weren't particularly good. So, what I'm going to do over here is where is he? Buxhowden is the main one, I think. Yeah, he's the one. They're very good generals, by the way. I'll just give you a look at these. I know he's only 3-star, so a 4-star general would form up on the field before him. But look at this. Okay, he's a drunkard, which means he gets -1 morale in battles. But who cares? Because look at this: +2 command when leading infantry units, +2. Show that again. Infantry unit campaign movement range. Yeah, so they improve the movement range. +3 morale in battles. +2 command when attacking on land. These people that help him are heroic saviour. In other words, it means there's less chance of him being assassinated. Patriotic fervour means that he gives +1 patriotic fervour to his homeland, and there's a -10% loss from any attrition. That might, I think that's the one. Let me have a look. -10 in areas of attrition, and +1 to morale in battles. So he's evolved, really. He's developed, I should say, quite well as a general. He really has. In fact, he's developed incredibly well. So what I'm going to do is send him to Madrid, wherever Madrid is. Here it is. Basically because it's a central area, and I'm going to be raising some troops there, and it'll answer the question that I've been asked: are you going to give him more troops again? So yes, I am going to do. So I'll just put those, in fact, while I'm there, just put those dragoons in Madrid. Couple of those. I sent them over just to reinforce the place, if you remember. But anyway, it gives it a little bit more support. I'm just a bit worried about the British landing somewhere and then going straight along these roads and going straight for Madrid, because they've taken it before, so there's a chance they might want to have it again. Okay, now over in Milan, which you may well be aware I've taken now, I want to be moving these troops down. Before I do that though, let's stay over in Madrid and get those recruits while I'm thinking about it, so I don't forget. So I can get the 17th Jaegers in here. It's a pretty good place for recruiting this. Quite expensive, but they'll be, you know, better than the normal Jaegers that I get. Here's some Jaegers as well, so let's have those. We'll get some Grenadiers as well. They're 2 Chevron Grenadiers these, so it's nice to have those. And just fill the rest up with musket men. It's a shame I lost all those. Oops, I don't want those. Shame I lost all those troops in that attack there. It really was to get Lisbon, but anyhow, well, a couple of moves we should replenish them. So, okay, now, oh, I do have some spies over here as well in Lisbon. I think what I'll do is I'll just take those over to Gibraltar, just in preparation, because I mean, at some stage we're going to have to clear the British out of Gibraltar, aren't we? You know, just to sort of consolidate this area better. But obviously I don't want to be doing that for quite some time yet, but these spies are going to be wasted otherwise, so I might as well have them do something. Okay, so that's those over to there. Now, Milan. Now we're over at Milan. Just got to make sure I don't get in my head Milan and Madrid mixed up. I know I shouldn't do, but you know, it's just the it's basically just Milan and Madrid are sort of similar sounding, and when my memory is trying to move things around, I might called upon when I move things around rather, and I might make mistakes. So, okay, I've got some spies around here as well. I want to be using these, so I really want to get these over towards Rome. They can't reach, of course. I want them out of the way of where the armed forces are going to go, of course, because I don't want my spies blocking the way. I could do with finding out, actually, if Rome are recruiting. Oh gosh, they are, aren't they? I could do with keeping those numbers down a little, actually. I don't want... doesn't tell me what's in there, does it? But they're bound to have generals in there. He certainly has. So, it's whether I assassinate or whether I sabotage. Let's see how good he is at sabotaging first. No, he's not very good at all, is he? But he might be the only one that can reach. Let's see if I have another one somewhere. I thought I had a few more. Let's have a look. I have actually. See the one I've just tried to move? Let's try again and see what that one does. Oh, 21%. I think I'll just try that one. I want to try stopping him recruit, because there is going to be a point. Oh yes, that's excellent, isn't it? Wow, that was lucky. Somebody said to me recently, you know, why don't you take your spies and, you know, save the game, try with your spy, and then, you know, save it and keep going, and, you know, until finally you get the result that you want. Goodness knows how long that would take, you know, but I certainly haven't got the time to fiddle about like that. If I fail, I fail, and that's the end of it. So, okay, let's see if we can get rid of his general. Oh wow, these spies are good. Oh boy, these are good. And I'm God's honest truth, I'm not trying this again and again and again. This is just first attempt with both of those. That's brilliant. So I've stopped his recruiting and taken his general away. I mean, that's a remarkable result. I thought I had another. I have, yeah, there he is. I was going to say I thought I had another spy, and yes, I do have. Now let's get him moving in that direction as well, then, shall we? Got to be really careful with these, so they don't block up roads and interfere with your troops moving. But anyway, I've got to move them, haven't I? So that's the way it has to be. Okay. Now the Corsican port. I wonder what state these are in, by the way. What are these, by the way, before I look at the Corsican port? Come on, let's have you. No, they've still got a bit more replenishing to do, haven't they, really? Might be worth bringing them in this direction, though, mightn't it? Ready for the attack on what is it? Rome, of course. But I'm thinking about papal states. That's it, isn't it? That's the nation, so to speak. I'm wondering if I can sort of be roughly ready to do that fairly soon. They're only on moderate replenishment rates, these, aren't they? I think I'll just start to move them in that direction. Might be an idea, mightn't it? That looks like my best one, doesn't it? Okay, I'm not going to enter their lands yet. I think this is their lands, isn't it? Oh no, it's me. They're my lands still. So I could go a little bit further, actually. So I will. These can move quicker because they don't have any artillery, but I don't really want them to move quicker. I'll just keep those behind. And these here do the same again. I wasn't actually intending moving these this turn. I was going to move them next turn. I thought they needed a little bit longer to replenish, but they don't really, do they? Bring these out of here, put them over to there. Reason for that is that we're bordering on Bavaria here, and Bavaria are allies at the moment, but yeah, they can always turn, can't they? So it's worth bearing in mind.